Good morning, No Man's Sky fans, travelers, and interlopers. Welcome to episode 16 of NMS's Life, where No Man's Sky is more than just a game, it is a way of life. I am Cloud Runner, and with me as always is my friend and fellow host, DG Squared. Good morning, DG. How are you?
Good morning, Cloud Runner. How is everyone today?
I'm doing well, my dude. I hope everyone else is doing great as well. This morning we've got a special episode. We have a very cool item to showcase that an NMS fan has created. He is unable to join us as a guest on the show, but would like us to showcase his artwork nonetheless. So with his permission, I'm going to run some of the screenshots of a No Man's Sky multi-tool that he's been creating in real life. So feast your eyes on this. Now, his name is Carl Sutherwood. On Twitter, his handle is at Rovenite, which I'll have in the description below on the YouTube channel. He's been making cosplay items for quite some time now, and he actually started making Mass Effect weapons and armor and things like that for cosplay. And once No Man's Sky dropped, he decided that he really wanted to make a multi-tool. He didn't really have the time because he was so involved with all these projects with Mass Effect at the time. But by the time No Man's Sky Next came around, he had just finished up his current project, and it was the perfect time for him to start working on this multi-tool that he made for No Man's Sky. Now, DJ, I know you've seen these things. What do you think?
I think they're bloody amazing. It looks so real. I'm looking at the finished product and how he's made it and everything. It looks so polished. It's amazing. I can't believe he made a multi-tool, and it's real life size.
Yeah.
So if you look at it in his hand, it's the same size as if it would be as if you're looking at your own character. I want to know how heck he made it. He looks like he's had to make multiple forms and molds and everything. Do tell. I'd love to hear more about how Carl's made this amazing multi-tool. It's crazy, and it's a starter pistol too, right?
Oh yeah, the one that you start right out the gate with, which is just brilliant. I think you hit the head on the nail. Like, polished is the best way to put it. It looks like this thing is polished. It looks identical to what's in the game. In regards to how he had made it, I did get to ask him how he kind of put it together. He said that he started with some screenshots from the game of the multi-tool itself, and then he drew some blueprints from that. He was able to print those blueprints and then use them as stencils to cut shapes into out of MDF, which is like a sort of plywood, and he used various plastics and a little bit of 3D printing. Most of the details and things like that you'll see on the multi-tool, he did that by hand, freehand, and by sculpting. So he sounds like a little jack of all trades. He's doing a lot of different methods to put this thing together. He said that he spent most of his time after that sanding it, priming it, sanding it, priming it over and over and over again to get it that nice, slick, solid, smooth look to it, and then was finally able to paint it.
It looks amazing. It really does. Jeez, I'm looking at the pieces now on your stream, and he's got them all there, like, almost like a components of a gun where you take it apart and put it back together again, and it all clips together. That's just amazing. I can't believe what detail he's put into it. Even the writing on the side. I almost want to send him some screenshots of some other multi-tools in the game, like the big hair dryer experimental, or even the alien multi-tools that are out there. Man, that's amazing.
I just want to send him some screenshots. Make me this. I want to send him the whole suit and helmet and everything. Just make the whole costume.
Now, is he charging? Can you order these from him and pay him to have one of these made up for you?
Not as of yet. I did ask him if he had any plans on selling them. Apparently, years ago when he made his Mass Effect items, he said that he made the pistol as well as the armor, and that pistol that Shepard uses in the game. He said that so many people had approached him and liked that, and they wanted to buy them, so he made multiple copies of that, and he said he was able to sell that to some other people. So he would like to sell these. The only problem is producing them, making them again, right? Like, it takes him such a long time. They're all handmade. But he said that he would be more than happy to. It's just that right now he's got so many things going on that once he's done this one, he's not sure if he's going to have enough time to pump another one out.
Right. Right. Well, he put so much detail and time into it. It's,
yeah.
God, those are amazing, man.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
crap.
I think though, like for anyone on Twitter, if you want to follow this guy on Twitter, I think that would be the best way to ever get a hold of him if you were interested in buying one. Like I say, he doesn't have anything up for sale. He didn't really say if they're definitely going to be for sale, but I mean, it's worth just taking a look at. And he does have other things too if you're into cosplay and items and things like that. He's just a very creative guy, as you can tell from the screenshots of that multi-tool.
Yeah, no kidding. That's just so cool. Myself, I don't think I could even come close to fabricating something like that. Mine would be like a squirt gun all duct taped together with a bunch of stuff on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd make mine out of paper mache or something, and it'd be like a kindergarten project. Like, oh, is that a vase or something, or like, no, it's a gun. But it was funny. I actually, a long time ago, I sent out a tweet. I just asked the Twitterverse. I said, is anyone out there making a multi-tool? I want to see it, because I just thought, all these cosplayers, all these guys that are making models and things like that, I thought, who's made a multi-tool? I want to see it. And I can't remember who directed me to this guy, because we weren't following each other on Twitter at the time. And someone had mentioned, like, at my name, in one of this guy's tweets. And I was amazed, because, like you say, I was expecting just to see like a current weapon just kind of remodeled or sanded or painted, and it looks kind of like a multi-tool, something like that. And that's really all I was looking for. I just wanted to see what people were doing, but I really got blown away with this guy's work. Like, I thought that is a multi-tool. It's not, it's not like coming close to a multi-tool, or it resembles a multi-tool. That is the multi-tool. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Wow, what a great job he's done, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
So I did ask him to. I asked if he had any other projects that he's working on, and specifically if there were going to be any more No Man's Sky inspired creations. He did say that he just recently finished making a rifle for Mass Effect, which is why he was able to start the NMS multi-tool. So that was the project he was working on before the multi-tool. And he's also looking at implementing sounds and props into these weapons as well, which is the next step.
Oh wow.
Yeah, if anyone does go to his Twitter, there's a GIF that he has on there actually where he's showing the multi-tool with lights, and there's lights on the circular part on the side that light up just like what you would see on the multi-tool. And he's even going to think of ways to implement some sounds into that as well, because I thought, how cool would it be to hit a trigger and hear units received or something like that? That would just be wild. So he sounds like, even as awesome as it looks, he sounds like he's still not done with it yet. He still has some fine tuning that he wants to put onto it, which is just great.
Yeah. Do you know how many pieces or components that he's made to put it all together?
I'm not sure. Like, I look at his Twitter, and he's got like there's pictures of molds, there's pictures of like hand tools where he's sculpting by hand. It's all I know is it's a lot, and I've been following him for a long time now and watching the progress, and you can just tell he puts a lot of time into this. I don't know if he just sits in his garage 24/7 and works on this thing, like, to make it look so cool. Like, I don't know how he does it, like, where he gets the time, because to me, this would take me
months.
Oh, it'd take me years, and it would never look that good, and this guy's just pumping it out like it's nothing. And it looks like he has two of them on the go. I don't know if one of them was one that didn't take off, but there is one screen where he has two of the molds side by side. So I never got a chance to ask him if he's actually got a couple of them on the go, but the one that I see mostly now is that finished orange one, like you say, the starter pistol that you get in the game, and it just, again, I'm like a broken record. It just looks incredible.
It does. I know, it's such detail, and he's got the color downright perfect. I mean, that deep red orange,
Oh yeah.
Wow, just wow, man.
And
That
then
is so cool. I gotta have one.
I know. Like
Add that to the list along with the little starship that everybody wants to.
oh, tell me about it. Like, how cool would that look hanging on your wall? You know, if you're a No Man's Sky collector, you know, like that's
No kidding.
it's pretty wild. I mean, he's
That's pretty awesome.
even if he's the only one to ever have one. I mean, that's just like such a cool keepsake item to have. You know.
Well, yeah, memorabilia like that is that's really kind of cool. You know, and hell, he should tweet that out to Hello Games. I'm sure they'd love to see that, and they'd probably post it on one of their update photos.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, I bet you they would.
Oh,
The
definitely.
Community spotlight, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's just incredible.
I know. I'm just sitting here staring at it, and every once in a while, I forget that we're doing a live show because I'm like, "Oh, say something, Dylan." I'm staring at the screen.
And he's made it just the perfect size, right?
It
I
is.
mean, if you look at
Yeah.
it, he's got all kinds of objects sitting around them, and when he
Yeah.
holds it in his hand, it's got that bulky look.
Yeah.
You know, like there it is right now. I'm looking at the unfinished product that he's holding, and it's that big look that
Yeah.
you know it sticks out. You know, and now with the character models, you can see it even with more detail.
Yeah.
How it's supposed to look on the character, right? It's this big bulky multi-tool that sticks out.
Yeah.
So he's even got that all there. Jeez, man.
I would love to see him create a full suit now. Like, I mean, I don't know what his plans are
Yeah.
for No Man's Sky related things. I think he likes to make, like, judging by his Twitter, he makes a lot of weapons. He makes a lot of things like that, like for cosplay. He does make costumes as well, from what he has said. But yeah, I would love to see his take on, like, you know, like a traveler or an anomaly outfit, like a space helmet and everything else, and just see what this guy could do, because he is a very creative individual.
Yeah. I've noticed a lot of people who enjoy the cosplay are extremely creative. They make their own stuff, their own outfits and props, and some of that stuff is really pro quality work. Really, really good quality. Wow, that's just so amazing. Eh? Even the white, when he's got a polished white with a primer, that looks so cool. It reminds me of the white one that you see.
Yeah, like unpainted. I would even want to have one. Like it looks that good, even just not with the paint off it. Even, you know, like it's incredible.
Yeah, he's done such a great job. Good job, Carl. Wow, if you're listening, kudos to you, man, because that's just some fantastic work you've done there.
Yeah, hats off to Carl, and I want to thank him for allowing us to show these pictures and for doing the little Q&A session that we had on Twitter just to get some information off him. He seems like a really nice guy, so please follow him on Twitter. We'll have his handle down in the description below on the YouTube video for the archive. The next thing I want to talk about is this upcoming Wednesday. We are going to be doing a charity stream. As you know, well, as many of you guys know, DG and I are in the lovely country of Canada, and as of Wednesday, they're going to be legalizing, let's just call it nip-nip, all across Canada. And to kind of celebrate that, I thought we'd have the grand opening of the 420 lounge that I've been creating in the game, that I haven't invited anyone to yet. But I'm going to open it up that day for anyone on PC at least can join physically in the game, as well as it also marks the 1 year loss of Gord Downie, who's a Canadian icon, a lead singer of the Tragically Hip. Just a coincidence that it's the same day that marks the 1 year loss of him to cancer. So I decided to not only have the grand opening of the 420 Lounge, but to do a Cancer Society charity as well. So anyone that wants to come hang out during that stream, any of the donations earned throughout that stream will be forwarded to the Canadian Cancer Society.
Yeah. No, I'm wishing that I could actually visit it myself. It's PC only that your 420 Lounge is on, and of course I play PS4, so unfortunately I won't be able to physically see it. And I work unfortunately that morning as well, so I'll be missing it. But I'll be with you guys in the heart. Definitely watching the stream afterwards and so on.
Oh, it'll be a good time.
I'm totally looking forward to it. I think that's going to be awesome. I've seen small snippets of it throughout the week and so on like that. That looks awesome, what you built there.
Yeah,
I can't wait for everyone else to see it.
Yeah, it's just gonna be fun. I mean, I plan on playing tragically hip music throughout the whole stream as well, to kind of
Yeah.
honor our pal Gord, and it should just be fun. And I mean, even if you are on PS4 or Xbox, just come hang out. It's just gonna be a good time. And if people want to hang out in the Discord and talk, they can do that. If you just want to listen to the tunes, I'll have them cranked. You'll probably hardly hear my voice. I plan on just pumping those tunes throughout the whole stream and and just having a good time. So looking
Well, it
forward
works
to
so
that.
nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can listen to it and play at the same time, and it goes actually really well with No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
A lot of us who turn the volume down and play with just music on, there's a lot of really good music that you can use, and Tragically Hip is great. Man, you can really get into it while playing.
Yeah, Tragically Hip's just great for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be a good time. Well, speaking of music, what do you like to play when you're not listening to the in-game soundtrack?
Mostly I listen to old 70s rock music.
Oh, nice.
I don't know why, I just always love that stuff. Anything spacey, really. I don't know how to describe it. Something that gets me in the mood or helps me get distracted from real life. I'll listen to anything: Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, some of the newer stuff that comes out. My wife will just put on the radio sometimes, or turn some music on from her iTunes.
Nice.
Yeah, just about everything, really. No Man's Sky is one of those games you don't necessarily need volume. You can just do whatever.
Yeah.
And listen to whatever, depending on your mood.
And sometimes, most of the times, I like to just listen to the in-game soundtrack. Like even like 65 Days of Static, they just make some wonderful music that you can listen to outside of the game, but of course during the game it just fits it so perfect. Like they couldn't have found a better band,
It does.
for the soundtrack.
Yeah, I'd like to see more stuff released, and a little bit more different tracks on the game. I mean, it's 2 years old now, and we still have some of the original tracks that were recorded for the game, and they're awesome. Don't get me wrong; they're fantastic.
Yeah.
But I would definitely like to see more of 65 Days of Static.
Yeah, me too. I think it just fits so perfect into the game.
Sorry, I was just catching up with some of the stream comments there.
Yeah, me too. I know.
Everybody laughing at the 50s, 60s, and 70s. No, it's like 70s and 80s stuff that I like listening
I was
to.
gonna say we have a very lively chat
Yeah.
today. I think Deej just started a music war.
Oh dear, yeah. Don't start into that. No, I listen to almost everything. Country, not so much, but I listen to just about everything and give everything a chance as well.
Yeah.
Music is such a strong portion of our culture, and as Canadians, Tragically Hip was one of those bands that a lot of people really connected to, and over the years, especially, more and more people were connected to his music as it reached a larger audience.
Yeah.
And the band itself he was a bit of a genius, even though he comes across as a crazy maniac on stage. That's more of his persona, but
Yeah.
he knew how to market his band. He knew how to come up with music that was new and original in a time when everything was duplicated or remade, and that says something about the quality of individual he was and that he shared with the world.
Yeah, he was quite the poet too. I mean, the lyrics that he wrote and everything, some people found them therapeutic. I mean, he wrote a lot about Canadian history, a lot of dark Canadian history too, things that we shouldn't be proud of, the David Milgaard story and things like that. He also wrote about some good things. He wrote songs about hockey and stuff like that too. But he was just really, really down to earth and really passionate about music and poetry and stuff like that. And we really did lose a huge icon. So I just wanted to, I just figured it was a good time being a 420 celebration on the same day. So I figured just mold it all together. And I do think him and Trudeau were good buddies too. So I wonder if Justin Trudeau did that on purpose, like put the same day on Gord Downie's
Yeah.
Like it just seems like too much of a coincidence, but
Possibly, you never know.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's interesting legislation that's changing things right now all across Canada with the legalization.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but it's going to be interesting to see, and let's hope it doesn't ruin a good thing.
Yeah. I think it'll be all the rage for a month or so, and then it'll just kind of die down and go back to being normal, and it'll just be
at the
a
very
regular
most,
thing.
it's going to help. At the very most, it's going to help the medical users.
Yeah.
It's the casual users, not so much. It was always there, but the medical users who need a specific product and can have it replicated for medical reasons, that's really where it's going to help a lot. It's going to regulate those kinds of things in the industry and make it easier for people who use it for all kinds of various ailments to actually help them on a more regular and consistent basis, right?
Yeah.
Like you take Tylenol, right, for a headache. Most people take Tylenol or Advil or whatever painkiller because it's the same dosage every time. You know what you're getting with prescription drugs as well, but also over-the-counter drugs. They're all measured out, and you know what you get. It's like 400 or 200 milligrams of whatever. Marijuana is not quite that way. It's measured in different ways.
Yeah, it's not regulated.
And it is. And to regulate a consistent source or a consistent product is extremely difficult to do. And being able to put money into that through legalization is going to help that. And it's going to help a lot of people who really depend on it and need it for their medical ailments.
Yeah.
So for that, it's a huge thing, and it's a great step forward. And I'm excited to see what it's going to do to the culture. I'm not saying it's going to turn everybody into potheads and stoners in Canada.
Reefer madness or anything.
Yeah, but I mean, think of it like alcohol, right? Alcohol is, it's not necessarily a drug, but it does alter your perception and your brain, and so does alcohol, even coffee for that matter. And so just finally having it legalized and regulated in a proper manner is a big step forward.
Yeah, I agree. And I think if people treat it that way, if people treat it the same way as alcohol or anything else, everyone's going to be just fine. I know there's a lot of people that think, like you say, it's going to be reefer madness. Everyone's going to be going crazy and potheads abound. But I think if everyone just treats it like alcohol, if you're responsible, as long as you drink responsibly, there's nothing wrong with that. If you smoke or toke, whatever you want to call it, responsibly, I think everything's going to be just fine. And again, I think the buzz, no pun intended, will die down, after a while anyways. It'll be all the rage for the first few months or so, but after a while, I think it'll just become normal. It'll be as common as, going to pick up a 6-pack of beer and I'm going to get a bag of weed at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, you look at cultures like in Amsterdam where it is legalized,
right.
And it's just part of the way it is. It's not like, it's incumbent on the actual society itself. It's just a small component. It's like beer or wine.
Yeah.
You go to a store, you buy it, you bring it home and use it. It's like, I've never understood why there was always a problem with it. This is an old history reason why it was, banned in the first place. We don't need to get into all that, but nevertheless, bringing it forward into the spotlight is going to make a huge difference. And I think it's the way that they're doing it, hopefully, is going to make a difference where it doesn't ruin a good thing, where it actually makes it available to the people who need it the most.
Yeah. And we're going to celebrate it. We're going to celebrate it next week.
Yeah, it could be interesting. It could be really interesting.
Yeah. So I am a medicinal cannabis user as well as recreational user. So there may be some glossy eyes during that stream, and some giggles, but I think it's just going to be a good time. So again, anyone that wants to join, I mean, even if you don't have to be on PC. You have to be on PC if you want to come to the 420 Lounge, like in the game. But I mean, if you're on PS4 and Xbox and all that stuff, of course, just come out and have a good time and hang out with us in the chat. And like I say, there will be charity going on as well. All donations, again, going to Canadian Cancer Society in honor of Gord Downie. So I look forward to that. Other than that, I mean, guys, go check out this guy on Twitter. Again, I'll put his handle down in the comments below. And you really need to check out his stuff if you're a No Man's Sky fan, cosplayer fan, art fan. I mean, just take a look at this thing. I'll put his screenshots up here one more time before we go.
Oh, please do. Man, I can't get enough of that thing.
Isn't it incredible? Like, I mean, we could have just had a whole show where we just said nothing and just like played this and looked at it. And everyone in chat would be like, "Are they there?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're here. We're just looking, just looking.
We're just staring." Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hold it.
I do. I know. I want to touch it.
I do.
Yeah.
This guy should go to some of these cosplay events and display some of his work.
Oh,
it
yeah.
really is amazing. Wow.
Yeah. I don't
know if you could make money career making these things, but man, he's definitely got talent to do that if he chose.
Oh yeah. And no doubt he could. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. You're not the only one. I'm sure there's a lot of people on Twitter that are asking him, you know, I'll buy one of these off of you, you know, like they're
definitely
pretty wild.
Man, I could almost see people, you know, scrambling to the phone or their phones, you know, pumping up on Twitter there. And, how can I get one? How can I get one?
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Like
that's just amazing.
He didn't miss any details. Like I even see like the little, it looks like the black wiring on the back, you know, like all those little details, and most of those little details, like I say, are done by hand. Like he hand sculpts those things. Like he's really put a lot of I want to say work, but I want to say he just put a lot of love into it. You know, like
it's exquisite.
It is.
It really is. You know, like even lights up on the side and everything.
Yeah.
I can see the little green light at the back.
Yeah.
It's just like the real thing.
And I mean, again, it just shows, I always go on about how No Man's Sky brings the creativity out in a lot of creative people. There's a lot of people like myself that just play the game and have fun. But if you're a creative person, you know, there's these, you know, guys like Kirby that, you know, they take these awesome screenshots, and then Boyd that make these incredible bases, and all these creative people. Like this game kind of awakens that inner beast, you know. And it's the same with this Carl Sutherwood. It just, the game, I mean, he was creative before that, don't get me wrong, and so were all these other guys that I mentioned. But I mean, No Man's Sky really does inspire people to create awesome looking things, and I'm just glad we were able to showcase this.
Yeah, that's truly amazing. Nice work there, Carl.
Yeah, great work.
Just amazing.
So big thanks again to Carl for allowing us to show that on the show, and maybe one day we'll have him on here. But for now, we'll leave you with that, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Monday, and hopefully we'll see you guys on Wednesday for the charity stream. You betcha.
Yeah, right on.
All right, so everyone have a wonderful, awesome day.
Till next time, y'all.